Such a small team, but also such a good one as well. Mattel even previewed a Vitoline Hauler back in 2010, but unfortunately, like many other haulers and team sets, it was cancelled. But from the prototype pictures we saw, it had a very unique expression, and the decals on the sides of the trailer looked phenomenal, and it probably would have been one of my favorite haulers. So, will we see a release of the Vitoline Hauler in the future? I really doubt it. In my mind, it's just too far gone for us to get new haulers. Even though Mattel has a perfect opportunity to release them, it just is not likely in my opinion. So now, let's get into today's suggestion video. Thank you, Tim Benoit, for the suggestion. I really do appreciate it, and although suggesting is currently closed, you can still make a birthday request if you haven't done so already. So now, let's start talking about the releases of these two members of Team Vitoline. So the Racer James Cleanair actually got released this year in the Piston Cup series as a single, so far only in case Q, which was the first case, but we may see a future release of him in a case, and I actually believe he is scheduled. It may be case G, but I'm not entirely sure about that. He was also released a year or so ago in that new style of launcher. I've only seen those available at Meyer, but I know that you can probably get them elsewhere. And that's the type of launcher that has a pitty in the back. It's plastic, non-removable unfortunately, and you tap on the pitty and the car would launch out. So it's not as cool as the older launchers either, but at least they're doing something. And now the Pitty itself here was only released in 2009 in the Race O Rama series, and he was actually part of the Kmart day but was released later. I believe it was first to market at Kmart. He's not rare or anything. You can get him on eBay for a pretty cheap price. So now let's get into a review of them. I did review James Cleanair here back in December when he was in 2016 case Q, so if you'd like to check that out, the link will be down in the description below. As you can see, his sponsor, Vitoline, right there for older active cars. Now, I just want to say there's no definitive way of pronouncing the sponsor. It could be Vitoline, Vitoline. I think Vitoline sounds smoother, but that's just my personal opinion. Now, one unique thing about him here is that he doesn't have a grill. He's basically the only racer that doesn't have a grill from the 36, or excluding McQueen, Chick Hicks, and the King. He is probably, I believe, the only one that does not have a grill, which means he doesn't have a mustache because that's what grills resemble in the Cars world. He's number 61, of course, there. And now he has black rim tires there, which is exactly what came with the Pitty. You can see some other sponsors that he has, just kind of minor sponsors like Mood Springs, Revolting, Octane Gain. Number 61 there again, and the Vitoline logo is printed on either sides of the back, kind of behind the, or in front of the spoiler here, and on the very back. I think it would have been a cool addition if they put that slogan for older active cars on the back bumper here, but they did not, unfortunately. Now, I really do like the color scheme here of Vitoline. I like the green and white, and frankly, I like all the Piston Cup racers that have a color along with white. It looks really good in my opinion. Some other examples of that would be Easy Idle or Tank Coat. And now let's move on to the Pitty here. Unfortunately, he wasn't named specifically, just called Vitoline Pitty. Now, as you can see right off the bat there, he does have a mouth plate, which is kind of unfortunate, but still, it's one of my favorite Pitties. I just love the color and the expression, just looking pretty happy there. Now, obviously, his fork does not move up and down. It's just stationary. He does have the Vitoline logo on either sides and his little hat there. It does have the slogan as well for older active cars, but it is very small. He's just got the main paint scheme here, white with the green surrounding it. Pretty cool release. Now let's move on to his toolbox here, Vitoline for older active cars again. And again, if you guys aren't aware, this is just the same toolbox that comes with most Pitties. It does not roll, it's hollow on the inside and plastic, but it does have these nice lined shelves that are lined with some nice silver there. And here's the tire stack. And now you guys know what I'm going to say about this, right? Yeah. It's got this hole in the tire right here that you can stick the fork into. But honestly, now come on, why would you want that? It just looks bad because the Pitty's not going to stab his fork through the tire. He would go like this and drive around like that. That's how you actually drive around with tires. But besides that little hole there, I do really like the tires, and it does match the color on Vitoline. Unfortunately, some tire stacks were released that did not match the color of the Racer, but this one does, so I'm happy about that. So that is all for Team Vitoline here. I said Vitoline, so I guess I'm changing it up a little bit, but Vitoline, same thing. So thank you guys for watching this suggestion video, and thank you Tim Benoit for the suggestion. I hope the video lived up to what you'd hoped it would be. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for another video. Not entirely sure what it's going to be. Maybe Precision Series Ramon. I haven't done some Precision Series stuff in a while, and I'd really like to do some. So it may be Precision Series Ramon or maybe Doc Hudson. So I'll see you guys then. Bye now.